Welcome to part... Yeah, no, 10. Well, welcome to part 10 of an ongoing series that was supposed to be 4 parts long. On this, the Overthinking Media, where we overthink all things anime, gaming, cinematic and entertainment with the intent to start a discussion on subjects that may not change the world, but are fun to think about. This is a series looking at the do's and don'ts of horror and what makes a good horror game. In the previous video, we started deconstructing the basic jump scare and looked at each individual feature of the jump scare to see how, on their own, they could be used effectively without being used as a jumbled mess that everyone knows as the quintessential jump scare. If you haven't seen that part yet, you can hit that little eye over there to watch it right now. It's pretty good, if I do say so myself. In this part though, we're looking at imagery and how to use on its own, which encompasses my favourite kind of jump scare, the subtle jump scare. In this part we'll be looking at how to use on its own, when to use it on its own, how it can be used on its own, and what to avoid when doing so. Let's jump in. Now, using imagery as its pure jump scare just on its own can be a very difficult thing, and it's probably the hardest of the jump scares to get right, because you're not drawing attention to it, you're not blaring the audio, you're not shaking the screen, you're not flashing it. The image is just there, and if you miss it, you missed it. However, when done right, personally, I believe, is one of the best kind of jump scares. Of course, everyone's individual, what your kind of jump scare is could vary from mine, but personally, I think jump scares that are subtle are the best kind. And when this kind of jump scare is done right, it's amazing. A good example of image-reliant jump scares is in PT. While the vast majority of jump scares in that game do in one way or another result? What's the word I'm looking for? Rely, not resort. While most of the jump scares do rely on distorting the player's vision in some way, or shaking, or scaring them, or blasting the audio, there are a handful of jump scares in that game that are purely image, or rather, for the most part, image. There's a small amount of audio sometimes, or a little bit of flashing, but for the most part, it's just the image there. And it works so goddamn well! The two that always come to mind, I remember, was when Lisa is standing in the window, and when Lisa was standing over the balcony. In the case of the balcony, this game does nothing to tell you it's there. Literally, you can just walk right past it, da-da-da-da-da. What? Oh, the best jump scare was back there? Oh, what a mistake. It doesn't go, look at me, I'm a jump scare. No, it's just like, jump scare, up there. You missed it, you missed it. In the case of the window jump scare, as you re-enter the room, you can just keep walking. You start walking, la la la, you get up to the corner, you just turn around and start walking down that way. And there's the window there, you just walk right past it and go, oh yeah, Lisa was in that window? Oh, sorry, I missed that, my bad, just keep walking. La 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 la. And it's great, but if you walk into the room and slowly start walking, start taking your time a little bit, just, because you're playing a horror game, you want to be like, okay, what's going on? What's going on? Where's the scare? What's going to happen? Is something going to scare me? I don't know. And as you walk up to the window, suddenly, just there, just that face. No, or no flashing lights, just boom, hi. It scares the hell out of you if you're not prepared for it. Because you're not ready for it. You could be like, la la la, look at the window, cool, look over here, and then as you look away, she appears, you look back and, don't do that! And that's why it works so well. Have you had someone walk up on you without you realizing, and you're completely zoned out, maybe you're focused on something else, you're reading a book, you're eating food, you turn around, they're there. They didn't mean to scare you. It was like, hey, I'm standing next to you at the bus stop, but you're reading your book, you're turning your page, they're just standing there. They don't even know you, they don't care about you, you're not even on their radar. You're just reading your book, you're checking the watch, like, cool, what time's the bus supposed to be? Ah! Person there, right next to me. They weren't planning on scaring you, they were standing there, but you were so zoned out, and suddenly there's someone next to you. It just freaks you out. It's great. It's so simple and so subtle and so simple. It works so well. Like, cue the Office clip. That's what I'm talking about. It's great. You just zone out. You don't know what's going on. You turn away from the window, you look back, and Lisa's just there. And it works so damn well. Now, had you just been standing there and the person next to you started screaming at you, would it have been scarier? Okay, in the confines of the real world, very likely, yes, that would have been terrifying. To the bus stop, da-da-da, person starts screaming, okay, you know, actually, I've been on the bus enough times, someone starts screaming at the bus and he's like, okay, cool, it's Terry, it's Tuesday, yeah, he's having his episode. I'm not going to stop reading my book, though, because this is a good chapter. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, what a twist. I mean, anyone that uses public transport, you can attest to that. Like, I'm going off script for a second, but yeah, seriously, just have you, like, the amount of stories I can tell about public transport. In fact, screw horror for a moment, just in the comment section below. Like, this is meant to be a scary video, but just tell me your transport stories, because, oh, I love them, they're so good. Like, the amount of stories I can tell about transport and all that. Oh, so good. But yeah, back to the script. Had someone just started screaming at you while standing next to you, you'd probably be like, what's going on? Okay, person screaming, I'm more confused than scared. What's going on? Oh, they're just kind of screaming, they're not really doing anything there. Just kind of standing there screaming at me. Okay. I'm gonna walk away because this scare is not being effective. But we're not having the screaming and just having the person there all of a sudden, not running up to you, not loud noises, just walking up right next to you, getting that scare running from your face. You're not ready for it. You just walk through the game. Ah la la. You suddenly turn him. Don't do that. Scares you because it's so good. You're unprepared for it because games so condition the human mind at this point to, like, if there's going to be a scare, there's going to be flashing lights, loud noises, and whatever else. Games don't do subtlety anymore, though, which is a shame because it works so well. But the gaming mass has been conditioned to expect jump scares to be loud and noisy and flashy because that's what worked. But the games that do it subtly, you might just miss the jump scare altogether, but it's great. Because you miss it, you miss it. You get your own unique experience in that game. But I talk about that more later, so let's continue with the script. Jump scares aren't quiet. They're not supposed to because they're meant to be jump scares, but being quiet can be just as effective. The more subtle the jump scare, the more effective I believe it is. And that may sound counterintuitive to the very construct of a jump scare. Isn't the entire purpose of a jump scare to make you jump, to make you scared, to let you know it's there? But is it? And that may sound like a weird thing to say, saying that a good jump scare is when you don't know it happened. Because doesn't that defeat the entire purpose of a jump scare? It's supposed to make you jump, it's supposed to leave you scared. But if you don't know it's happened, neither criteria is met. But that's my point. I believe the fact that you don't know it happened can make the scare so much more effective. Or rather, can make the rest of the game far more scary than originally planned. In the case of PT, the only way to see Lisa standing over the balcony staring down at you was to walk through the game, la 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 la, stop for no reason at all. The game didn't tell you to stop, there wasn't any cues, there wasn't any flashing light. Just walking through the game, you stop and turn your camera upwards. No reason at all. No reason to suspect anything was going to be up there, but yeah, you turn and look up there and there she is. Just standing over the balcony, just watching you. It's creepy as hell. It's effective. Had the game gone the way of every other jump scare and done the cliche basic jump scare, as soon as you had passed the threshold of the event, you're walking through the hallway, suddenly you hit a certain trigger on the thing, they want you to look at the balcony, so suddenly they start blaring you with audio, the screen starts flashing with shake everywhere, and the game turns you to look up at her. But was that really that scary? All that would have happened was the game would have blared some audio, the game would have taken control of your camera, you'd be looking in a different direction that you're not quite sure why you're looking over here, and it'll be Lisa up there doing what? She's supposed to scare you? She can't just be standing there on the balcony looking down, and she'd be like... Would that really be that scary? No. It would look stupid as hell. Like, oh my god, jump scare! Like, what could they do? What could they do in that case to actually scare you? Would she jump off the balcony and down at you? Maybe, but that's a lot of coding. But by having the jump scare just be that subtlety where you walk past, there it is, you missed it. My bad, whoops. No, you can put walking, looking around the house, and she's looking down at me. That's creepy. That's scary. It's great. I love it. Of course, even if the game hadn't taken control of your camera, and instead just as you hit the threshold, started screaming audio at you, scared. Why did that happen? Because you don't just look up. If the game just blares the audio, like jump scare, what's going on? What's going on? Unless you look in that very specific location, up to the right, you don't see Lisa. So the game just blares you with audio for some reason. You're like, I'm scared of something. What's happened? Why should I be scared? What is it? And then you just keep walking, you're confused more than anything. You're like, cool, the game's trying to scare me, but I have no idea why. And as you're walking through, you're still thinking about that. There's another scare. You're like, oh, right, yeah, another scare. Why was that jump scare happening? You'd see another scare. Oh, yeah, another scare. What is going on? And you miss all these scares because you're just more confused than anything. You're not scared, you're just like, what's going on? By just having the image there, or the small cutscene, or whatever it is, by just having that one action without any audio, without any flashing lights, without any indication it's there, it creates this lingering idea in the player's mind. When you do see one of these subtle scares, it implants this idea in your brain of how many other scares are there like this in the game? How many have I missed? How many more are there? Is it going to happen again? Am I ready for it? And suddenly, as you play the game, it's suddenly a lot more on edge, because you're suddenly aware the game isn't going to blast you with audio, but instead it's going to be like, boom, just image there, image there, image there. If you miss it, you miss it. But that makes it even scarier in my eyes. In my case, if I would play a game like that, it would want to make me want to play the game over and over and over and over and over and over again, just to experience as much as I can, because I want to experience every scare I can in the game. And they're subtle. A lot of them you miss. You're just walking through there was a scare, cool, you missed that one. You saw that one, that's a pretty good one. That's a good one, cool, there's another good one. You missed the one back there though, missed that one as well. Saw that one, but missed that one. Saw that one, missed that one, saw that one, missed that one. You don't know how many scares there are, and you want to play through the game again and get those true experience scares, which personally would massively increase my overall enjoyment of the game, because I know once I've beaten the game, I have a reason to replay it. I get to re-experience the story, knowing what I now know. You get to play for a second time while still experiencing it for the first time. You get to see a whole nother journey of the game. And it's awesome. I love it. There's some games that do that fantastic. Not even just in jump scares in general, just games that when you play for a second time, you get a first time experience again. I should make a video on that. I should write that down. I'll do that later. But yeah, hey, editing me, note that down. There's a good idea for a topic. Good. Also, good work on the editing. It looks good so far. But if the game goes the full route of the basic, generic, cliche jump scare, every time there was a scare in the game, there'd be blah, 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 blah. Yeah, this is where a jump scare is. Jump scare, jump scare, jump scare, jump scare. Okay, cool. Scared, I guess. And every single experience you had would be the exact same as everyone else. I mentioned it briefly in a previous video, but by having subtle to easy miss things in games, let alone scares, it starts a discussion around the game. Maybe you're chatting with one of your mates and you're both talking about the game that you played, and they mention the jump scare where you walk past the mirror and it's just a face there. But when you played it, you didn't see that jump scare. You were too busy looking at the wall and there's the face, you keep looking, you keep walking, but you didn't experience it. But then the more you talk with him, you realise, oh, he didn't see the jump scare where you walk past a door and the footsteps just run under the light. Huh, cool. I wonder what else scares there are. Maybe I should go back and play the game and re-experience it. So you reinstall the game, you boot it up, you start playing it, and you play through it again. And you get this fun experience because you're look for these Easter eggs that your mate told you about. You get to see a new experience even though you've already been in the game, which creates this entirely new experience that no one else has had apart from you. You've played through the game, your mate's told you about it, and suddenly you want to play it again because your mate recommended it, and you're going to see the game through your mate's eyes. No one else in the world has that experience. Only you have that experience. You have your first playthrough, you have your mate's playthrough, and they have your third experience. And all this is done by subtle jump scares. If the game always blares the audio, every single player will experience the exact same jump scares. Every single player will experience the exact same cues. Every single player will experience the exact same story. And hell, even if you experience the exact same story with style jump scares, you miss a ton of it. So you get your own unique experience. As I just said, by having these subtle, easy to miss scares, when you do see one, it implants the idea in your brain. It creates that thought of, how many other style scares are there? How many other scares will there be? Am I safe right now? Is there a jump scare happening right now? What's going on? Am I safe? And if you miss them, you miss them. And guess what? That creates your own unique experience of the game, as I just said. It's great. I mean, sure, like, every game will be a unique experience to an extent. No one else have the same experience as you. Of course, you can watch Let's Plays, but that's a whole other story. I'm making a video on that one day, whatever. But every single game is a unique experience. But the more subtle the horror, the more likely you are to miss it. So when it does happen, it's more effective, and it creates an even more unique experience. Because maybe you saw scares 1, 7, 9, and 12, but your mate saw 2, 5, and 11. Same game, same story, same scares, same everything, but a different experience. Which is something amazing game developers can do. And we should give them some respect for when they do that. I think that's why Let's Plays, I was going to say are, but also kind of were so popular for a short period of, not for a short period of time, for a period of time. Even if 10 YouTubers play the exact same game, that has the exact same story, with the exact same ending, with the exact same content, their experience is going to be a unique one. And if you want to hear me talk more about Let's Plays, you can hit that little eye up there to watch one of my other videos talking about Let's Plays and whether they're actually detrimental or beneficial in the long run. While image-reliant jump scares can be effective for a while, the game can't just rely on them. This is because the player will come to learn that there's no actual threat in the game, there's just images every so often popped up. Scary, okay, but there's no actual threat. And yes, while I believe subtle jump scares are amazing and a great tool, they can't just be the only one used. So, how do you do them right? Well, I've covered kind of all the points as to what makes a good subtle jump scare throughout this video, but I'll kind of summarize it here just to make it a bit clearer. Subtle jump scares are the scares that are there to scare you, but don't force you to look at them. Don't have to make their presence known. They're just there, and if you miss them, you miss them. They're almost like Easter eggs. If you miss them, too bad. They're like G-Man from Half-Life. Subtle jump scares may not scare you as powerfully as loud, obnoxious jump scares in the moment. However, in the long run, subtle jump scares are far scarier. Yeah, they be far scarier than any other, I'd be saying. I should do a video where I'd be speaking like a pirate, because that sounds like it'd be fun. Not sure what I'd be talking about though, but I'd be sure that I'd be wanting to do that now. So, be looking forward to a video where I'd be talking like a pirate for some reason, because shiver me timbers, I feel like making a video on that. What should we talk about? I'd be needing your help for that, crewmate. Or landlubber, I'm not really sure what you are. Ye be part of me crew. Welcome to the Overthinker, the greatest ship of them all. Leave ye planks in the section below, scribed on... How do I make this sound all piratey? Leave ye suggestions in the barracks below. The ships have barracks. Yeah, I'm not really sure what I'd be saying here. But if you want me to do a video on pirate talking, just be leaving me a suggestion. I'd be happy to do it for whatever kind of video. I'd just be needing to know what I'd be talking about. Maybe a game about pirates. Oh yeah, I can talk about piracy. That'd be what I'd be doing. Piracy, is it overall bad or not? Yar. Back to the main point of this video though. You know what, I'm me. I'm not apologizing for that. That was dumb as hell, but that is what I am. That was fun. I'm looking forward to doing a pirate video. Let's get back to this actual video, shall we, on jump scares. Where were we? Subtle jump scares may not be as scary as the loud, noisy ones in the moment. However, in the long run, leave a lingering effect that's far scarier than just blur in your face. It leaves this idea that something can happen at any time, that something may be happening at any time, and that you may miss it. And that you could turn at any moment and there's be a scare there. The game won't build up the audio, the game won't warn you, the game won't flash the lights to tell you. You'll be walking and suddenly something's there, scares you. It's great. You may not notice them all, but the ones you do notice will make your playthrough of the game your experience. It'll be your playthrough, your unique experience where no one else has had that same playthrough. And it makes something special that no one can ever recreate, because it's your playthrough. Sure, people could play the exact same games, say the exact same things, record their version, whatever, but it wouldn't be your playthrough. It'd be an imitation. People could play the same popular games, but I'm getting sidetracked. Once again, if you want to try a Let's Play video, buttons up there, hit the eye. I made a video on Let's Plays and whether they're good or bad. Let's stay focused on this video. So, what is the takeaway from this video? Well, I like to talk like a pirate sometimes because it'd be fun. But what's the takeaway for horror? I'm in a goofy mood tonight, okay? What's the takeaway for when it comes to horror and subtle scares? By deconstructing the basic jump scare, we can see how individually the imagery, the shaking and the flashing can all be used on their own effectively to create these good scares that have far more effective, long-lasting effect than just bleh, in your face, blurt out, loud audio, flashing screen, shaky scares. And for all the game devs and aspiring creators out there, if you want to make a game with subtle jump scares in, please do. There are not enough games out there. Please make subtle jump scare games. However, here's the big thing. However. Come here. Listen, this is the important part. The important part. Let's stay on track. Here's the important part. You can not only rely on them. Subtle jump scares are an amazing type of jump scare to use in your game. Yes, and please make subtle jump scare games. However, you need to blend them with the other jump scares. Having just subtle jump scares, your player learns that there's no scares. They learn that there's no actual threat. There's just image there. And if you're going to do silent jump scares where there's the monster there and it kills you, that's a bit of a douche move. But no, having subtle jump scares where it's just hello and disappear, that's all good. But you need to use it in tangent with the rest of the scares. Otherwise, by halfway through the game, the player will feel bored because they figured out how the game works, when the scares are coming, what the scares are, and what they mean. However, by blending all the scares together, you make this enjoyable experience where the player is always kept on their toe because they're not entirely sure what's going to happen. You see something pop up around the window, cool. Is this going to stand there or is it going to crash through the window and start chasing me? The player doesn't know because you create this immersive, enjoyable experience where they're playfully scared the entire game. Instead of just being like, scare, scare, oh, never scare, oh, there's scare, and scare. Oh, look, I guarantee there's going to be a scare behind that door. Open door, scare, cool. Scare behind me, yep, cool. Moving on. But by blending all the scares together, you create this experience where they're never sure what's going to happen. They're like, there's going to be a scare behind that door. Ha! Huh. Right behind me, scare. Because it didn't make noise to say there was going to be there. It was just right behind you. Sometimes like, okay, right, there's a door. I've done 4 of these. There was no scare behind it. Hello! Oh! There was one behind the door this time. Scary. The player feels enjoyably scared because you've created this fun experience where it's not just here's one type of jump scare and play the game. It's here's one type of jump scare, here's another, here's another, here's another, here's another. Put it into a bag, shake it up, and roll the dice. There we go. Play that game and good luck. But of course, when it comes to jump scares, there's probably one game or one franchise or one, I don't know what to call it at this point. I guess it's a franchise. There's one thing that always comes to everyone's mind when you mention jump scares. A certain pizza-themed franchise, which is what we're talking about next time. So if you are enjoying this series, you know what to do. You can hit the like button to help the algorithm appease my content. You can hit the subscribe if you want to see that content as soon as it comes out. You can hit the bell, no idea what it does anymore, but hey, it's a bell, hit it, it's fun to whack a bell. That's a statement I just said. And if you did enjoy this, yeah, let me know. Just comment below. It does drive engagement, but also I want to talk to you guys. That is why I make these videos. If I haven't made it clear enough, I like discussions. I like talking about stuff. The whole reason for this channel is Overthinking Media, to start a discussion on subjects that may not change the world, but are fun to talk about, or even think about, or they're just fun topics. And if I'm just talking to myself, it's okay. Talking to myself for much of what I've been talking to myself for years in front of the camera, but I want to talk to you guys. Let me know your views on horror. That way I can see different direction, I can see a different angle of horror that I may have never thought about before. So yes, commenting does help engagement. And yeah, it is helpful overall. But that's not the only reason I want you to do it. I want to talk to you guys. I want to start a discussion. I want to speak to like-minded people. And hell, yeah, do the whole pirate thing. Leave me topics to talk about piracy about. Because I'd be wanting to do that because it'd be fun. Yeah, I'd be the great pirate. Yeah. Stay on focus. And yes, if you do want to watch any of my other content, you can hit that little eye up there, it'll touch you on the entire playlist, or you just go to the channel. This is an ongoing series, we're about halfway through at this point, which is not a statement I expected to have to say in ever, because it's supposed to be a 4-part series. That's free. Why can't I ever get 4 on the first try? 4-part series. But yes, part 11 coming soon. Look forward to that. Here's my social media links if you want to click on any of them. Subscribe if you want to see the latest content. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this video. And hell, hit the dislike button if you didn't enjoy it. But if you do hit the dislike button, let me know why. Comment in the section below saying, hey, I disagree with this point, or hey, I'd say your point is wrong here, or hey, I'd want to argue your point. Don't just be like, dislike, no reason. Let me know. Because once again, if you don't have anything positive to say about my stuff, let me know, because that will start a discussion once again. I'm fine with criticism. Criticism. If I can say that word. I'm fine with that word if I can say it. I'm fine with people saying, I disagree with your point, because that's the whole point. I want to start a discussion with you guys. Because I love horror. I love silent jump scares. And I hope you guys, through watching this video, have found enjoyment. And I hope you've discovered a new kind of jump scare, because no one talks about silent jump scares, because I don't know why. They're so good. Thanks for watching. I'm going to start rambling. Hit those buttons down below, as always. Yes, thank you for watching. Look forward to the next part, sincerely, legitimately, and wholeheartedly, legitimately. If you're watching this part, it's the end of the video. Thank you. You've watched my video. You've helped me get one step closer to my goal of being an entertainer. And I can never show my thanks for that. So thank you so much. And I'll see you in the next part. Bye.